Well, we've got, see if I can stabilize this some. We've got, the dredger just came back in. I believe the other boat is still Army Corps of Engineers boat. It has a big crane on the front. They use that for taking pilings in and out. And as you can see, it's already, I don't know, it's 10 o'clock and we had a heavy fog bank out here everywhere. And it's going to stay like that for a while today. The temperature is close to 70. We got some rain coming in. We're pan around slowly. See if you can see. Let you see all this fog we have down the other way. Everything just disappears out there. It's clear as far through the end of the marina, but it's definitely well overcast. You pan the sky, nothing but gray. Sun's up there somewhere. But there's it looks as if the crane is going through. Anyway, I've got a few projects to do today, and then tomorrow or the next day I'll be helping my friend out, Peter, with some stuff on his boat. But another day, dreary day in paradise, if you will. Here's some of our feathered friends cruising around, checking out, enjoying this nice warm weather. It's nice to see them up in here. They're feeding on the algae on the side of the boat over there. I didn't know they did that. Okay, well, why not? I went out for a little bit to go over to Peter's boat and see if I could see what kind of transmission that is, but there was no markings on it. And it's now, the rain is starting to come in, so I'm beating it back to my boat before I get too wet, because it's just now starting. And it feels like it's going to get heavier in the next little bit. Let me get in. All right, well, this is what I've been waiting for today. My solar panels came in that I'm going to use to install them on my dinghy, permanently on the dinghy, where I'm planning to make kind of a center console type thing on it. Not anything major, but just enough to be able to mount my solar panels on each side to be able to swing open. And then I eventually will get 4 pulleys and run them back to the trolling motor up to the center console and have a steering device, not a wheel, but just a lever going back and forth that I can sit and face forward and steer the boat from there instead of having to always be turned around and hanging on to the handle of the thing. And I needed these. Double package. Now you get to see me opening a bunch of packages. Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. Like I said, this is what's going to determine the size of my little console, because I'm going to permanently mount them. Because the one thing that I always hated about having, I loved having the trolling motor. No gasoline, nothing to really power except the battery. But the problem is I always had to take the battery out and haul it up into the boat up in here, and then charge it up either with my solar panels from the boat, or like now if I'm on shore power, I could always just hook up the battery charger. But now, here we go. One. They're basically going to both be the same, obviously. What is this? Anyway, but I'm going to make a little center console thing where I can raise this up on each side to power that battery up and have a control thing, and have a little switch underneath, have my lights hooked to a little switch that'll be underneath. And so that's pretty good. That's one. Now the other one, of course, is going to be exactly the same as this one. And I guess I just have to determine now that I have the size, if there's going to be enough room to mount them this way and open them up, or if I'm going to have to mount them like this and open them up. I have to get all, I said, now that I have these, I can go down in there and play with the configuration that I want to do. That's what I've been waiting for. So anyway, yeah, that's good. These are 25 watt solar panels. I could have got a bigger single solar panel I could have got 100 watts for about 80 bucks, but it was so big, trying to permanently mount it somewhere would have been kind of hard. So this is all I really need. This should allow me to keep my battery charged up. I won't have to take the battery in and out. I'll be able to face forward and steer it, charge up my batteries. That's the theory anyway. So I'll get back with you when I play with these a little bit and show you what I've come up with. Like I said, hopefully it'll be pretty good setup. That's what I'm hoping. Okay. Now that I'm in here, I have actually already done this, but I just want to show you how I came up with that. I have to mount the solar panel at a certain position where it can attach to the side of my center console and still be able to freely turn up and be mounted next to on the center console. I've come up with, hoping it'll work. Double check this one last time while I got you all watching. That I come up with 24-foot height, 24-foot height, 24-inch height, excuse me. I mean 26-inch height, which helps me clear all of this, and a width of 20.5 inches. Which gives me plenty of room inside to mount this. Hopefully swing it up. I might go less than that, and then it's going to come back only 12 inches from the front, which will allow me to mount solar panels on the side. Solar panels will stick back farther, but that'll be okay because it's like a wing on the outside, and when it's up it'll be okay. But it'll come up like that. I have to get some kind of mechanism to hold it steady up here, and I'll get that. I'll have one of those, of course, on each side, and then with this height, it's only going to be 12 inches deep, but it'll be 26 at one side, 24 at the other, thereabouts. I may make it a little bit shorter, actually. So it angles down, so it'll allow all the rain water to come and just drain off the back. So when I'm not out here, because I'm going to, on the inside here, I'm going to mount my my solar controls on the inside of this mechanism. I'm also going to mount a switch for the navigation lights. And then somehow in all of this, I am going to mount the lever on top of this, attached to pulleys somehow, somewhere up here to the back, and attach them to the trolling motor on the back, so I can actually just stay in this forward position and steer the boat one way or the other. I still will have to turn back to adjust the speed, because there's no way I can work that into it with the trolling motor. The only other way would be if I had one that was foot controlled, which that may be an option now that I think about it, because if I do that, I can control everything. They have these foot control ones that you can set the speed up here, and then by moving your foot forward or backward, pivoting forward or backwards, you can take and change your angle. That's something I need to look into, because that'll save me a lot of trouble with all the pulley systems, the throttle control. I am definitely gonna have to look into that. Thanks. See, it's good to have somebody else to talk to. You kind of helps you figure out things you need to do. But I pretty much got the idea what I need to do for the center console, and I think I am going to make it, instead of 20 and a half inches, I think I may only make it like 18 inches. Still enough room for me. 18, 19. I think I'm going to only make it 18 inches long instead. So I'm going to change all those figures. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to look into that trolling motor with the foot controls. I almost forgot about that. First one I had that I broke was like that. Okay, let me get back, continue on my finger in my head and see if I can do any good. Well, I looked into that foot control thing, and they only come on the transom. I mean the forward mount, not on the transom mounted one. So that is out of the question. I have to go back to my pulley steering system and that. But the rest of it looks pretty good. I'm gonna take my board here, put it up on top of my bed up there, and try to lay out all the different dimensions, and hopefully I can get it out of this board here. If I can, I'll be able to take and at least get it all screwed together, and I will probably just paint it with some enamel, so oil-based enamel. I don't think I'll make fiberglass in it. I will tab down the two pieces that I have to take and mount it onto the floor of the dinghy. I'll have to fiberglass tabs in on that, but that should be about it. Well, it's raining outside now, so I can't go out and cut my pieces up. I'll have to wait, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it today if this rain continues. Let me show you what the rain. Raining everywhere. Raining everywhere. The water's dripping off already. Everything outside is getting wet. I'm glad I got out there and got my measurements while I did. This is probably going to be my fate for today. But I'll keep my fingers crossed, and maybe it'll stop for too long. Wow. Rain stopped. And then all of a sudden, look, we're in a huge fog bank now. It was all as clear and rainy a little bit ago. Now the fog is just come way in. You can barely see just past the fuel dock out there. If you look around, all the mist back in there, And you can tell on here there's a mist between the boat and the houses up there actually too. So this is pretty wild. And I still have my stuff to cut out and work on, but it's really misty and that, and not really comfortable to be out in. But I just want to show you this eerie fog bank that's rolled in on us. Well, got all the boards cut. I thought I was going to have to do it with my jigsaw, but my friend Mike out there let me borrow his circular saw, and it took me I would have filmed it, but it only took like 5 minutes to do it, so I didn't bother. But I got all the pieces together. The problem is I don't have the screws to put it together. So I'm going to have to end up going to the hardware store tomorrow, or there's a couple of people I can ask around here if they have some or not. But that's where I'm at. I got to put that together next. And then while I'm at the hardware store, I'll get paint for it too. That'll be it. Okay, I am assembling my center console here. It's only going to really consist of these 4 pieces, 2 sides, a back, and over there that's the top. I've got the one side attached, and I'm in the process of attaching the second side. I'm having to do it because all the wood that I'm using it's been curved and bent a little bit, so it's not perfectly straight. So I have to do a little bit at a time. Normally I would just set it up there and drill all the holes at once, but what I'm doing now is I'm having to take and use this for a pilot hole, and I go through this one with a wider hole. So the first one is for the threads to go in. The second bit allows this part here, which is smooth and no screws on it, to slip through easily without too much trouble. And then I use this small countersink one, so the heads of the screw actually get countersunk into the wood. So when it's screwed, it's all going to be nice and flush. So as you see, I'm having to, when you look at this side, see how it's all kind of curved? It goes, 2 screws are in it already. I have to put the third one and then the top one. And you can see I have to put pressure, so this one will pull it in more, and then I'll have to pull this other one in, and hopefully it'll come together. If not, back to square one, and then I'll put the top on. But that's what I'm doing right now, and I'll let you know when I get this box done. Okay, here you have it. It's all been cut, all screwed together, all sanded, all ready. Now to go and I don't have any paint for it. Get some paint. Paint this all enamel white. Oh, enamel, maybe not. We'll see. But paint it all white. Couple coats before I get ready to set it up. I got to go bail out my dinghy though. It's got water in it again. Well, I just went out this morning. Big difference from the last few days. Went out, it's probably in the low 40s out. Wind blowing about, 15 to 20 or so out there. Wind chill factor is just down cold. The sun's shining, but you see I got my big sweatshirt on. I've got long pants. I have long johns underneath all this, and I went out and I took my hands outside. They about froze right off the bat. So it's going to be next few days going to be cold, chilly, windy like this, and I'm just going to settle down, not do much anything. So don't expect to hear from me anytime soon till I get stuff from the hardware store to work on my little ding-a-lingy. But I'm going to say goodbye for now. Sit down, stay warm, and you do the same thing.